Have you ever read an article or watched a debate and wondered, does this argument actually make sense? Being able to evaluate arguments is an essential skill that helps us distinguish fact from opinion and strong reasoning from weak reasoning. In this lesson, we'll learn how to analyze arguments by looking at claims, evidence, and reasoning. We'll also learn to identify logical fallacies, errors in reasoning that weaken an argument. Let's get started. Before we start, let's clarify a few important terms. A claim is the main point or argument an author is trying to make. Evidence means the facts, statistics, examples, or expert opinions used to support the claim. Reasoning means the logical explanation that connects the evidence to the claim. Logical fallacies are the errors in reasoning that make an argument weak or misleading. Now let's see how these concepts work in action. Let's start with an example from a high school newspaper. Suppose a student writes an editorial arguing that the school should have longer lunch breaks. Claim: our school should extend lunch periods to 1 hour. Evidence: studies show that students who have longer lunch breaks perform better academically. Reasoning: if students have more time to eat and relax, they will return to class more focused and ready to learn. Evaluation: the claim is clear. The evidence, that is, studies on student performance, is relevant. The reasoning connects the evidence to the claim in a logical way. This is an example of a strong argument because it is based on evidence and sound reasoning. Now, let's look at an article arguing that video games cause violence. Claim: playing violent video games makes people more aggressive. Evidence: many violent criminals played video games before committing crimes. Reasoning: since some criminals played video games, the games must have influenced their behavior. Evaluation: weakness, correlation is not equal to causation. Just because some criminals played video games doesn't mean the games caused their actions. There are no statistics showing that video games directly lead to violence. This is an example of a faulty cause and effect fallacy. This argument is weak because the reasoning is flawed and the evidence is not strong enough to prove the claim. Finally, let's analyze a political claim made in a speech. Claim: raising the minimum wage will eliminate small businesses. Evidence: a survey found that 60% of small businesses struggle to pay higher wages. Reasoning: since many businesses already struggle, increasing wages will force them to close. Evaluation: checking the evidence. Is the survey from a credible source? Does it include enough businesses to be reliable? Are there counterexamples of businesses that raised wages and survived? Possible fallacy: hasty generalization. Just because some businesses struggle doesn't mean all businesses will fail. This example shows why it's important to question evidence and think critically before accepting an argument. Let's review what we've learned today. Strong arguments have a clear claim, relevant and sufficient evidence, logical reasoning. Weak arguments often have lack of evidence, logical fallacies like false cause and effect or hasty generalizations. How to evaluate an argument? Ask, what is the claim? Check, is the evidence credible, relevant, and sufficient? Analyze, does the reasoning make sense or does it have logical flaws? By practicing these steps, you'll become a more critical reader, thinker, and decision maker. As Carl Sagan once said, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Always question, analyze, and think critically.